Today I want to show you all how to do a yoga practice from end to end using a yoga strap. A yoga strap is great for providing resistance in some of the yoga poses that help you open your body more to help you build strength, flexibility, and balance. The yoga strap that I'm using is by LULULemon. In the tutorial about yoga tools, please know that you can use a belt, you can use a necktie, something that has least resistance so that you get the most benefit is what is important. I'm also using my Gaiam thicker yoga mat. Just wanted comfort. Teaching has kind of flared my ankle some. That's fine, I'll live with it. I know how to take my breaks because we love ourselves and we listen to our bodies. So I'm using my thicker yoga mat. These are a lot of extensions. You will definitely feel them in your shoulders, in your arms, your biceps, your triceps, your wrist. You will feel them everywhere in the best ways. So we're going to move side to side. What I need people to pay attention to is the further I have my hands out, the more challenging to my body. The closer I have my hands together on my strap, the least amount of challenge. So it depends on you and where you're at with your comfort level. Now you see I'm using it around my neck very gently. There's no pull. It's a very gentle back and forth. In yoga, you must be kind to your body as you go through these practices. Why? Because you could get hurt. Yoga is no different of an exercise than going to the gym. It's a yoga practice and not a yoga perfect. And we go in and out, and we use our deep breath, our panorama, the deep breathing in through the nose and the deep exhale out of the mouth. Now I'm going to go side to side with great intention. I'm going to move slowly. I make sure that my bottom half stays anchored, which means it doesn't move, because my focus is on the top part of my body and my side body, which is getting an amazing stretch and opening right now. My core is engaged, my bottom is tucked in, and I'm going side to side. I actually love working with yoga straps, and I'm intentionally going to find more practices that I can combine and offer while using your yoga tools. I think it's important. Now I'm going to do a forward fold with the yoga strap. I could have pulled my strap a little bit closer, but I didn't. And I probably should have, because I wasn't getting like all of the benefits that I felt like I could have gotten. But this is lessons learned, because it's a yoga practice, not a yoga perfect. And I'm very kind to myself in these practices. Some days I'm fine when I get on the mat and I can do it all. And other days my body says, no, not today. So this is a slow hatha practice. Lots of deep breaths in and out. Lots of focus. Lots of repetitive motion. Now I'm going to use my yoga strap in a different way. Forward in a forward side twist. I love this. It gives me a good extension. And guess what? If you cannot reach the ground, that's when we use yoga blocks. We're going to use all the tools we could possibly use, because we are worth it. We're worth it. This, if you keep your hips anchored down, keep them in alignment, keep your feet in alignment, they are at a 90-degree, you will get a lot of upper back work. It feels amazing. Oh, they have the nerve to try to get us going into Warrior Two using the yoga strap. Oh, and moving into triangle. We go slow in this because we don't want to pull anything the wrong way. And the yoga strap, while doing that, is a challenge. There is Warrior Two. And I'm going back into triangle. I really enjoyed this practice. And I can't wait to do a formal teaching to show you all this practice. The Warrior Two is giving me a break. It's letting me take a pause. So what you do one way, you must do the other, the yin and yang of yoga. And that's what this is. Yes, you saw me get a little unstable on my feet. I am re-grabbing the yoga strap to make sure it's adjusted, and I keep going back at it. Every time you go down in a repetitive motion, you give your body the chance to use your panorama to get into the next position. Oh, now it has me doing a low lunge with the back extension. It was a little unsteady on my feet, but I kept going. Notice how my front leg is going to 90 degree. My knee, my back leg, my knee is slightly bent. And that's okay. It's a modification that I needed that day in these poses. They look easy. They look real easy until you start doing them and you realize that maybe they're not so easy. But you are worth every bit of challenge. All the way down, back knee is all the way down to the ground. I'm still doing that extension. Let me tell you how much I felt all of this through the front part of my chest. We even use the yoga strap to do Hamanasana, half splits. Yes, I lost my balance. I'm not really used to using a yoga strap doing this move. I'm used to just using my body. So yeah, I had to put my hand down in order to make sure that I stayed balanced, that I stayed upright. There's nothing wrong with that. Let no one tell you different. You listen to your body. And eventually you get to a point where you don't need to have that. Now this is child's pose. We will go into it. It is an awesome resting pose in between yoga practices. If you are in a pose that's giving you a lot of challenge and you need a break, by all means, go into child's pose. There are a couple variations that we will review. Now this I had struggled with. This is like a cobra with the yoga strap. It was a lot because the main thing that's lifting is your arms, your chest, your head, your neck, and you need all of that to stay in line, but your belly is pressing into the mat, your pelvic bone pressing into the mat, your feet pressing into the mat. This was a good one that I wasn't ready for. This is why you'll eventually see me just take a deep breath, because I needed it. A deep panorama. Very necessary. Now I'm taking a break. I'm doing, I just did a downward dog. Now I'm slowly rolled myself back up. When I say this was a challenge, that's all right. We want to be challenged. Notice how I can put my hands, I'm going to put my hands a little bit closer, but still try to go maybe a little deeper in these poses because I want that challenge. Your body won't change without the challenge. Your mind won't ease without the challenge. When you're on the yoga mat, it's all about you, what's best for you, what is important to you, the stress you're dealing with, and this is your me time. This is love on yourself time. Now, I'm not gonna lie. Some of these poses you're about to see, man, I struggled. But I fell out of the pose, and you'll watch me continue to do my best to get in the pose. I built this at home practice over a decade. I'm proud of this at home practice. I'm actually using the wall to kind of help me some in some of this. See, that's how much I'm not used to using it. I really had problems with focus. That is okay. This is a lesson, again, learned for me to focus on my drishti as I go into these challenging poses. If I ask you to do it, well, then I need to do it. Standing pigeon. Deep, deep stretch in your hips, especially with the strap. I was able to get my hands in prayer pose. I was super excited. I'm always excited when I'm able to accomplish things that are super challenging and that, well, I just want to fall out of, which you just saw me do at the end. Whew! That was a lot. That was a lot. That was a lot. But what you do to one side, you must do to the other. So we're going to start doing forward bends again. All of this is normal. You repeat stuff while you're at the gym, but this challenges your body in a different way. If you're a person who loves the gym, I challenge you 100% to incorporate yoga, true yoga, into your gym practice. Fellas, I challenge you to try yoga. It can be at home. It doesn't have to be in a class. And you could give it your all instead of staring at the screen. I'm just saying. I'm giving myself a good. Now, here, I ain't gonna lie, my top half was on fire. This was giving me fire. So I kind of shortened my stance, my wide-legged stance, which is fine. It kind of alleviated some of the fire I was feeling. I do have sciatica, so I try to be mindful of that when I'm doing my practices. I will have practices specifically for sciatica and taking care of your body. That has helped me a lot, not to have to be on meds all the time. Although the meds that I take are not narcotic for my sciatica. I don't have that type of pain. But I know people that have worse pain. And so I would like this to be accessible for all. Woo, you see me take that deep breath? That's because I'm trying to work it out here. Now we're going back into, this is a triangle. Yes, I'm a little wobbly because I'm a little bit, this yoga strap is taxing me. This was a 30-minute practice. And I was being taxed with my mind. I was being taxed emotionally. Listen, there I go, I kind of fell out, but I got back in. I want to show you that yoga is real. I'm not going to edit parts out where I fall out of a pose and then you see me magically just redo it. That's not real life. It's not what happens in yoga. I will say the yin and yang does offer quite a bit of balance for me, which I often need between work-life balance, my health, and playtime balance. I need it all. So I go for it all. This triangle is no joke, but it is completely doable, even if you need the tools, the yoga blocks to start. Notice how I am just like, whew, because that's how I felt doing the practice. But it was worth every part. Here are the extensions again. This yoga practice was heavy on the upper body. It did incorporate lower body. Notice how sometimes my knee is not going fully down. Having your knee not go fully down is a challenge because you're balancing on your foot. You're going upper body into the position. You are holding your core in place, and your lower body, again, a little wobble, is being it, and your lower body tucking your bottom in and stuff, you're being challenged in every way. I have no shame in showing that sometimes I have issues with my yoga practice. I was happy to be able to get into half splits here. The yoga strap really, really got me to go deeper, which is also the point of your props. They help you get into positions more deeply than your body will allow. Your body will have some resistance. I promise child's pose is very relaxing when you have done all of that. Oh, here comes. Pigeon is not not pigeon. Cobra is not exactly my favorite pose, but I have learned how to set my body, learn my body, and be able to understand how to get into the pose without feeling like I'm hurting my stomach, I'm hurting my abs, I'm feeling pain as I'm trying to breathe. Most importantly, I've learned how to use my padaramas, my breath work, in order to be in and out of these postures. I'm sorry, I took a beat. I was tired, I'm not gonna lie. And there will be practices that we do in which you will also feel a little fatigued in the middle. That is okay for you to take a pause. This is a downward facing dog. I'm walking towards the middle of the mat. I'm gonna slowly roll up. Back to the top we go. Side. Now notice I widen my stance with my arms. I'm doing that on purpose. Normally I would not move side to side. In that way I would stay in a static position, but I wanted to make sure you all could see me moving side to side. Oh, here's the one with the foot again. The other leg. This is fun. It was a fun challenge. I don't mind being challenged. I did have a difficult time with it, but I kept trying because what we do is we keep going. Now you watch me fall out of the pose with grace. You watch me fall out of the pose. I'm doing my best to get in the pose with grace. I decided I needed help, and that was using the wall. Never be ashamed if you need to hold on to the wall. Ever. It did allow me to at least get into the poses, and that's what I wanted. Now, I was shaky and trying to let my hand go. It wasn't going to happen. Oh, I fell out of the pose. I decided instead just to put my arms down to the floor, flex my foot, and do it that way without the yoga strap. It's a modification, and there's nothing wrong with the modification. Now I get some time to relax a little bit. This is a deep forward fold. Thank you, because my body was screaming. It was literally screaming. That's plank pose. Down to your knees slowly. We're turning towards the front. The up and down motion of these yoga practices really gets your heartbeat going. It gets your heartbeat going. That is why it's such a challenge. Now I'm going to end up doing a side fold using the yoga strap. I cannot do the splits. My hips are tight. Now they have over time loosened, and I've been grateful for that. But that's happened over time. I'm extending my arm to give my side body a nice, juicy opening stretch. And the reason why I say juicy is because when you come out of it, your body feels like it does this beautiful exhale. And you want that. If you're not feeling that beautiful exhale, challenge yourself a little bit more to go a little bit deeper. Only at the point where you feel like you can and you should not go any further. Remember, no pinching, no pulling, no aggressive movement. Any of that happens, the pinching, the pulling, you're going to end up backing out of the posture some. So when I say back out, you wouldn't go as far as I'm going with my hand. You may not have the hand gesture at all. You may not be able to bend as far as I can bend. The further my hand goes down the yoga strap towards my foot, the deeper the intensity. If I pulled my hand up the yoga strap some, the lower the intensity. Now I'm gonna do a staff pose, but I'm doing a forward bend, sitting down using the yoga strap. The yoga strap I'm using to help give me some resistance as I slowly use my padaramas. As the inhale helps you fulfill your chest, the exhale takes you down further into the pose. This is a pose that's not the easiest. This is your seated pose using your yoga strap, legs up. Now the yoga strap helps me with balance. My back is straight. My abs are engaged. I'm sorry, this is half boat pose. My arms are engaged. My back was engaged. Everything turned on to hold that posture. Now I'm going to put one yoga strap around my foot. The good thing about this, as I said, the higher up that you hold the yoga strap, the more intense. Eventually, I would like my hips to open up and I can get into a split. Now I'm pulling my foot kind of outward towards the wall. Great hip opener. Yoga strap can be used in different ways, and I'm glad that this practice was already something that I had done, that you guys could see for yourself of what you have to look forward to in the sanctuary. I'm going to gently switch my feet over. Wait, I got to do the other side. So what I did going in one direction, I must do going the other direction. My bottom leg is straight. Yes, I was deep conditioning my hair and did not want to take my head wrap off. Sometimes it's not worth it to take, your head wrap off. Just do the yoga with it and your hair gets more heat. Again, now notice how my other leg is bent in. I have bent knee. I don't want to focus on keeping my legs straight as I went through some of these particular moves with my lower body. I wanted to focus really on the integrity of keeping the leg with the yoga strap straight as I moved back and forth through the different postures. Now this one, yes, you should put your foot down, give yourself a nice deep stretch. Yes, my arm is out, but it's not activated. It's just kind of gently laying on the ground as I go through this because the focus is my lower body now. Yes, this is like half baby. Why is it half baby? Because only one of my legs is being pulled in like a baby would if they were playing with their feet, in order to give myself a nice deep stretch in my hip flexor, pelvic floor, get some workout. I am now putting my yoga strap to the side. Now, there are different ways that you can decide to end your practice. For me, in this particular practice, I decided that having my feet mat width hip distance apart if possible, and my knees closed in together, which means my bottom half kind of looks like a triangle from my knees, from my feet to my knees. And breathe deep exhales. My hands are just down by my side, relaxing and exhaling. That was a challenging practice. You guys have something to look forward to.